Greetings and salutations, YouTube. This is Fragments of Memory, your armchair philosopher. One of the biggest mistakes, one of the biggest deceptions, one of the biggest fantasies we taught our young boys was that they could find their validation located between a woman's thighs. This isn't a diss to women, so if you're a lady and you see this, I mean this by no offense. I said what I said to say a man doesn't become a man until he's able to attract a woman, or at least that's what the common logic is amongst men. That as men, one of our biggest arguments among each other as young boys who like to, what's the word these days, flex on each other. That a lot of these young dudes, they want to flex on each other. They want to show their superior, so they say, I get more women than you. I get more P word than you. I'm trying to keep my stuff clean here. So we bought into that. If you weren't getting girls being attracted to you, if you couldn't get a girl's number, if you didn't have a girlfriend, somehow you were considered incomplete, or something was wrong with you because you weren't attracting women. Somehow you were deemed a monster. You were Quasimodo locked up in the bell tower. But the reality is, far too often, men have done many foolish things just to get the attention of ladies, even commit crimes, even risk health and money and everything else, just for the attention or maybe the possibility of being with that woman romantically, sexually, etc. When in reality, that shouldn't be our goal. There's a YouTuber on here named George Bruno. He goes by the name of the Sultan. And one of the things that he always says is, pursue excellence and excellence will pursue you. And I've even written that down in one of my journals and just been like, yes, pursue the best version of yourself. And I know that sounds cliche now, but I like what that's saying. Because if you pursue excellence, if you pursue the better things for yourself, you will be enough for the right woman to come along. And I'm not saying I've mastered this or that I'm the greatest dude to tell you this, but that's something interesting. Because in life, there are no guarantees. You know, you can only do what you can do. I.e., if you need to work on your body for yourself so you can have a better quality of life. Don't do it so you can attract a lady. I think the work is what's important. I think the actions are important. But don't do it for the sake of a woman. Don't do it to impress people. Do it for yourself. And yes, I'm sure you've heard this a million times, but I like that idea of pursuing excellence and excellence pursuing you. Because ultimately other things will come. If you exercise, you'll have a better quality of life because you'll feel better. You'll have a better mood and you'll look better. You'll attract the ladies that you want to attract, or to attract the ladies. Now, I'm no Hindu, and I do not subscribe to the Hindu theology, but there's a quote in the Bhagavad Gita that I found interesting. And it basically says, you are entitled to your actions, but you are not entitled to the fruits of your actions. And I found that interesting. And what I took that to mean is, we can act, but we never can truly predict what fruit that action will bring forth. I'll give you an example. I remember I was working at a mall, and every morning I would get like a muffin and a cup of coffee, or a cup of tea from this cafe inside one of the stores in the mall. And it just so happened I was running late for work one morning and I had to catch the bus to work. And it just so happened, as I was standing at that bus stop, a barista that was working there, she saw me. And when she saw me, she said, "Oh, that's AJ, blah, 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 blah." And she stopped for me, and she actually helped me get the rest of the way to work because I just missed my bus, blah, 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 blah. But she talked about how pleasant I was and everything like that. Now, I wasn't being pleasant to her just because of this, but that being pleasant to her on those days when I worked at the mall, she actually remembered me and helped me out when I was in a situation that I wasn't able to help myself in. So I thought that was amazing. I thought that was cool. I loved it. And it goes to show you something my mother said: you never know who's watching you. You never know who's observing your day-to-day life. and the conclusions they're drawing for you. So you never really know. You don't know what you said to get that lady to be interested in you. You just, when you came, you were already ready. Or you didn't know. But don't do the things so you can get that benefit. Do the things to help yourself, which to me, that's a fringe benefit. Don't think that just because you got with a woman, it's going to take away your insecurities. In my experience, I'll say getting a woman has led to more insecurities being exposed than not getting a woman, than not being with a woman in a relationship. So I would say focus on you and your inner well-being. Focus on getting your life in order. Focus on the things you need to do to get you to a better place mentally and spiritually. Don't focus so much on that lady because you like the shape of her body, or she's top heavy, if you know what I mean. Don't get caught up in that, because you don't know what problems that woman has. Because ultimately, I read something on Facebook, but it really brought this attention to my mind that when you pick a partner, you're going to pick problems too, because we've all got them, and we've all been through things, and we've all have our own issues and idiosyncrasies. So never assume that getting this partner is going to make your life better. Never assume that getting this guy or this girl in your life is going to make things better. And surely that masculinity is not found. Women are not portals to masculinity, nor should they even be seen as validators of your masculinity. I'm just saying.